squadron of Imperial drop troopers prepare for the arrival of reinforcements. In an instant, auxiliary forces of the Tau Empire descend upon the landing zone. Now they battle for supremacy in a new edition of war. Here on Mountainside Tabletop.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Mountainside Tabletop. I'm Vic.
I'm Brad.
And we are so excited to have the new edition of Kill Team in our hands, ready to go on the channel.
Games Workshop went ahead and sent us a review copy of Kill Team Hivestorm. So thanks to them, we're able to get this battle report to you nice and early and try out the new teams.
We're so excited about everything with the new edition. All the new rules have been really great so far for us. The teams are great, the setting is great, and we can't wait to get into more of it. For Kill Team veterans, we've got a video outlining our favorite changes to this new edition as it relates to the last one. For those of you who have never played a game of Kill Team before, obviously enjoy the show. We're gonna have a how to play Kill Team video for complete noobs coming out soon. So if you're watching this and that's already out, check it out. Otherwise, keep an eye out.
Okay, let's check out the teams. So I'm pretty excited here. I got my Tempestus Aquilons.
That was a bit Spanish.
Aquilons. I've brought the list down below. You can see what operatives I've chosen to bring to this particular fight. You know, in this box, it's kind of strange. If you build the team exactly how it lays out for you in the instructions, it tells you to build 4 troopers, but you never need to take 4 troopers. I guess you could if you really wanted to, but I pretty easily was able to do an arm swap, and one of my troopers is now a plasma gunner. So pretty much, I almost have a completely full roster.
Great.
Not that rosters exist anymore. But anyway, this is what I brought. Probably the marksman is a bit better of a pick than taking the turret, but the turret just looks so cool. I'm taking the turret even if it worsens my chances. I don't care. Like, the turret is the best model on the team in my opinion. Maybe the ginger mustache guy is like my better model, but what are you saying? I'm not going to take the turret? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's a must take.
I do think it's worse than the marksman. I do think probably if I was min-maxing, I would not take the turret, but I'm not min-maxing. Yeah, I'm excited to try this list out. I think they have a lot going for them. Lots of big guns and getting in there early and getting kills early. Like, a lot of aggression in this team. For equipment, I've gone and taken a couple faction pieces. So I've gone with combat stims, so my movement won't be affected if I'm injured. Remote Overseer is gonna let me reroll one of my initiative rolls this game, which I always love rerolling initiative rolls. And then I've taken a couple pieces of universal equipment here. I've got 2 crack grenades and 2 smoke grenades. I think, you know, just some extra utility. Crack grenades are worse than they were before, but I think, you know, they're better than my troopers' las guns, so they still could be useful.
So obviously everything is pretty fresh here, and I don't really know how anything is going to function like in terms of real world gameplay, but this gunfighter scares the hell out of me.
It's because he has a mustache.
I'm so intimidated by the mustache.
It should be.
But anything that has like a shoot or fight on death, you really have to be careful of, especially because the Vespids I'm playing are a bit of a glass cannon team. Like, they do have 9 wounds, but they don't survive very well against shots coming in from dedicated shooting operatives. So I've got to be really careful. I know that if I can mitigate some misses in my shots, it'll calm his stuff down a bit, but I've got to be careful. He can just drop out of the sky and like really destroy some bugs. So if I get a chance to remove him from the board, I'm definitely going to take it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
So longtime viewers of the channel will remember about a month ago, Brad and I rolled off to see who would get to paint the Vespids because we both wanted them. It was the best bit of dice luck I've had in quite a while. I won and am so happy to have got this team. They are like everything that I want in a kill team. They're weird, they're new, they've got specialists and warriors, which I like. They've got fly. It's really, they're They're everything for me. It's hard to say this with the first team of a new edition, but it feels like a team I'm going to want to main.
Yeah, I'm a bit jealous. I'm not going to lie to you.
So for my loadout today, I've gone with all of the specialists available, a few warriors, and then the leader and the drone, of course. Interestingly, if this wasn't the first game of the edition, I might not take the Swarm Guard and would swap out an extra warrior instead. The box does come with enough to support this, and I think the Flamer's a bit situational, and the warriors are pretty solid. They've got great shooting. If you don't spend communion points, they get accurate 1, so even better shooting, they auto-retain a successful hit. They've got some teeth, and I think that there are definitely some matchups where you would happily take a warrior instead of one of the specialists. I didn't today because it was the first game and I just wanted, the shiniest new toys, but it is viable.
We both downgraded ourselves in
yeah.
as far as rule of cool goes, that one out, but yeah.
For equipment, I've gone pretty basic here. I've just done all of the faction equipment options. One of them is going to give me an extra chance at rolling well for communion points, because that is something that really worries me with this team. If you get stuck running out of communion points and the enemies are far away and you've got a lot of mission actions to do, you're going to be in a world of hurt, and so I wanted some extra insurance there. Everything else is some pretty standard buffs that I just think are going to help me mitigate my dice and help me out a bit.
Yeah, you're all juiced up with that equipment. Like, there are some pros and cons to facing off against the Vespids. Communion points can really restrict your options in some situations, and your fighting is not that good. You're only really rolling 3 dice most of the time.
Yeah.
However, almost all your guns can very easily get piercing 1, which is the old AP one. It removes one of my defense dice that I get to roll, and I think you're going to be pretty deadly. I think if I give you shots, I will die. So I need to be getting the first kill and then making smart trades, because if I just drop out in the open, I will die so quickly. I only have 8 wounds. You can easily just one-shot me.
Totally, and I have a lot of access to auto-retained hits, devastating wounds, and armor piercing.
Yeah.
And so that's a pretty lethal combo, even though I'm hitting on 4s.
Yeah. Another thing I am feeling good about, though, is that you're saving on 5s, and I think, you do have a good amount of wounds, but I think a lot of my big guns will have a very easy time killing you.
Definitely.
However, you have one operative where that is not the case at all.
Yeah,
this
he's a
Shade
nightmare.
Strain is so tanky. Better saves, can, ignore the piercing rule, and a lot of my guns have piercing. I think this guy is going to be really, really hard to take down, and he can dish out some pain too. So, I don't know, should I even bother trying to kill him? Should I just ignore him and kill everybody else? He's going to be a problem. Honestly, I don't really know how to deal with him.
Yeah.
Maybe my precursor can drop in and fight you?
Yeah, I think melee is the weakness.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. We'll see what I can get done here. For today's game, we're playing on Killzone Vulcus. And for the crit op, we've picked Transmission. In the roll-off, Vic wins and decides to give initiative to himself. He's going to go ahead and pick the left side of the kill zone to be his side for this game. Next, we set up equipment, but none of us chose any equipment that's set up on the kill zone, so we go straight to setting up our operatives.
In the scouting phase, we both select an extra piece of equipment, interestingly enough. Brad selects Drop Augury, and I'm going to select 2 light barricades just because I'm a sucker for nostalgia and I'm used to throwing them on the map. Unfortunately, because I had initiative in pregame, Brad gets to determine who gets initiative in Turning Point 1, and he's going to give it to me, which is going to help him get it in Turning Point 2.
All right, Victor, are you ready for the first turning point of the first game on the channel of the new edition?
I am.
All right, well, we've already established you have initiative here, so we're going to get things started off with you rolling your communion points.
So because of my equipment, I get to roll 2d3 and select the better one. So I'm going to start with 3 communion points plus 1 more from my drone, so I've got 4 in the bank.
All right, now for gambits. Vic starts off by playing aerial agility. This is going to be free for him because of his Strain Leader's commune ability. Next up, I have 3 troopers on the map, and they all have this rapid insertion ability, so I'm going to move them up a bit now. And then we're into the game.
So with the very first activation of Kill Team Edition 3 on Mountainside Tabletop, I'm going to move a normal warrior up a little bit.
All right, this trooper is going to move up into heavy cover.
Obviously, neither of us wants to lose the first game of the edition in Turning Point 1, so we're both playing pretty scared here. I'm also just going to move a warrior up a bit and stay hidden.
All right, this trooper is going to move up as well.
My Sky Blast is going to move up and hide behind this building in the center.
My trooper over here is going to move and dash onto Objective 1.
My leader is going to channel his inner Lee Harvey Oswald and climb up to this window looking down at the grassy knoll.
And then my precursor, who's above the board right now, is just going to expend and pass, so you're up again.
All right, well, my Shade Strain is deployed on the wrong side of the map because I'm an idiot, so I'm going to have to spend all of his movement over here to get in this building. Then Brad is going to pass with his Melt-A-Gunner, who's still up in the air, and I'm going to move up another warrior.
Yeah, my Grenadier's also in the ship, and he's going to pass, so you're up again.
It's very weird playing against an empty battlefield,
Yeah.
but my drone will just fly up onto this balcony.
Okay, I'm actually going to do something here. My Gunfighter is going to drop down next to these troopers and just get ready for next turn.
My Swarm Guard is just going to pass.
One last in the ship expansion. So my Plasma Gunner is going to do nothing, and you're up again.
I'm officially sus of the word expansion, but I'll look it up. All right, my last normal warrior is just going to move up to the same building.
All right, well, I actually have to drop another guy now. So my leader's going to come down, use my command ability to buff the APL of the Gunfighter for next turn, and then dash into hiding.
My Long Sting is just going to reposition all the way up to the top of this high vantage point overlooking the battlefield.
Then to round off Turning Point 1, my turret here is just going to pass. Yeah, so nothing really happened.
Yeah, nothing happened. It's extremely weird playing against a team that isn't on the map yet. But, you know, I'm playing pretty scared right now, but I think that's my only chance to stay safe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take one of these drop tokens off, so you're going to kind of know where the last 4 operatives of mine are going to drop down. But yeah, I think I still have a lot of flexibility, and I haven't thrown the game yet, so that's good.
Honestly, that's all I really didn't want to do. And so I'm happy to say that neither of us have lost the game yet.
I also haven't lost my affection for skirmish mats. Perfect for the new edition of Kill Team, and also perfect for this awesome segue to Turning Point 2.
In Turning Point 2, Brad wins initiative, which, although is very painful, I do get an extra command point bringing me up to 5. For Gambits, Brad's going to play Sudden Offensive, I'm going to play Aerial Agility for free again, Brad will play Maintain Momentum, and then I'm going to play Airborne Predators. Brad's going to remove the drop marker over by Objective 1, and then when I roll for Communion points, I get a terrible roll here, and so I'm only going to have 2 for this turn.
Okay, well, with my first activation here, I'm pretty scared of my whole career being ended. Vic has a guy with a blast grenade. I don't want to give him a double kill, so I'm going to activate this trooper, move up the board, and throw a crack. I have balanced from Sudden Offensive. Yeah, even if you rolled hot on your aerial agility, I still get a kill here, so no need. And at this point, before I remove your model, I'm going to reveal my TAC op. I went with Confirm Kill. So I'm going to put down a kill token here, and I really want to try and control these tokens at the end of each turning point.
Well, I mean, I only really have one target here, and I'm still trying to play a bit more passive, so I'm just going to move and shoot that one trooper that Brad has out in the open. Because I don't need to spend a communion point for this shot, I get Accurate 1, which is really going to help my dice here. I'm also going to get Balanced from my Airborne Assault ploy, and get Piercing 1, because this is a neutron weapon. I get a great roll, and Brad doesn't even need to roll saves because he's just dead. At this point, I'm also going to reveal Confirm Kill and put a token down, so our plans are becoming clear here.
Well, I'm going to force Victor's hand here. I'm going to go with a trooper, reposition onto objective number 2, and turn it on, so come at me.
Well, I will, but not right yet. This warrior here is going to move, and then I'm going to spend a communion point to be able to shoot your gunfighter. I get a pretty great roll here thanks to Balance from Airborne Predators, and I'm going to get the kill. I'm going to put down a Confirm Kill token here, and then move up 1 notch on the kill op table and score a point.
Well, I'm just gonna drop next to this warrior and fight you with my precursor. Alright, so first off, I can hit with a crit and a normal right away for 7 damage immediately. Then I'll take 3, and then strike with my last crit to get the kill. And then I have this dynamic ability that lets me do a free dash after I fight, so I'm gonna do that and be pretty safe behind this building.
My drone is just gonna do their support action and pass.
Okay, well my first crack did so well, I'm gonna try and crack you again. I'm gonna move 6 inches and throw this grenade at your warrior. Oh, yeah, so this is a much worse roll. I mean, you don't save well, but you have aerial agility. That also whiffs, but you end up living here with 5 HP.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy to be alive there. So my long sting is just gonna take a shot at that trooper, get an easy kill, and then because of fly, I can use my dash action and go all the way down to the bottom into hiding here.
Alright, you haven't really given me any good shots here, so my plasma gunner is just gonna drop down in conceal and wait.
Well, I'm about to give you a shot. So this warrior is gonna fly over across to the other rooftop and take a shot at this trooper on objective 2. Now, because I'm on a vantage point and my warrior is taking a shot without spending a communion point, I get accurate 2 on this.
Eat poop. You did eat poop.
I did eat poop. I ate poop again.
Poop.
Miss.
Another miss?
Yeah. Terrible.
Oof.
Brad saves pretty poorly, but even so, he's still alive with 2 HP.
I'm gonna go with the servo turret now. I only have 4 inches of move with this thing, but even still, I'm gonna reposition and dash up to this objective here and just wait.
Another normal warrior will activate here, and I'm gonna charge and fight Brad's trooper with 2 wounds left. I only need 1 hit here, so I get an easy kill and score another VP from Kill Op.
Well, my grenadier is just gonna drop down right here and throw my melt-a-bomb on you. And yeah, this obviously kills you. You don't need to roll saves here. I have piercing too, you're just dead.
You hardly needed to roll attacks there. So my Shade Strain is my one operative that can maybe survive a shot every now and then. So I'm gonna fly over, be a little bit exposed here, and throw my neutron grenade at the grenadier. I get a bad roll and a bad reroll, and I'm gonna spend my last communion point here on another reroll. I do get 2 crits. Brad's gonna save one of them though and stay alive at 1 HP.
This member of the 1 HP gang is brought to you by Lathe Dog. Thanks, Lathe Dog.
So when I first saw the rules for this team, I thought, man, who would ever spend a communion point on a reroll? First of all, of course I would. But second of all, it's worth noting here that all I have left is my Swarm Guard, who isn't going to need to spend one, and my Leader, who can spend one for free. So this is justified, I have to say.
That's crazy. I think everyone wants to spend a communion point on a reroll. What are you talking about? Okay, well, I'm going to go with my Leader now. I'm just going to move over here by this wall and shoot your warrior. I get the kill, and then with my 3rd APL, I'm gonna just chuck a smoke grenade right on top of myself.
I don't love that, honestly. But my Swarm Guard is gonna activate next. I'm gonna have to move all the way over here because I don't have a communion point left to spend, and take a shot at Brad's Grenadier. So this is obscured, but I've got 4 dice hitting on 2s, and he only has 1 wound left. Like, I know obscured shots are bad now, but surely this is gonna be enough. Really just need to not roll more than 1-1. Or how about f***ing 2?
You get rerolls?
I get balanced.
It's probably killing me no matter what anyway.
How much CP do I have?
So you're at 3.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 1.
Okay.
Okay.
So you get 2 hits.
2 hits.
So I still have 3 dice, right?
Yes.
I need to save everything.
Yes.
Or save 2. Ready?
Yep.
4s. Easy.
That's like completely tragic and really makes me want to just forfeit the entire edition, but life goes on.
Well, fortunately for you, I'm just out of range to be able to drop with my Melta and shoot you. However, unfortunately for you, I took the drop augury equipment, so I can actually move my drop token right now, and this is gonna give me just enough movement to stand on the edge of this rooftop and shoot down at you. Look, okay, I was on a vantage point, so I could have auto-retained one, and the brain load just got to me, but obviously it doesn't matter. You're extremely dead anyway.
Poor you.
Yeah, alright, you have one guy left.
Speaking of brain load, at this point I'm realizing that I forgot to roll a bunch of aerial agility rolls where I could have maybe discarded some dice, but like honestly, first game of the edition, you're gonna miss stuff. So whatever, it happens. With the last activation of the turn, my Strain Leader is just going to move and dash onto this central point. This might look crazy, but I'm denying Brad's ability to score a lot of points by doing this, and I just got to pray that I win initiative here and can get him out in time.
Alright, well, at the end of Turning Point 2, we're completely tied up in every possible way, at least in terms of this graphic here. Like, I'm feeling pretty good. I do have my reroll for initiative still, and I have a lot of very powerful guns in great spots. Like, look, I know in terms of points, in terms of CP, and even in terms of operatives on the board, we're tied. We have 5 left apiece. However, I think I have a great shot at an initiative with this reroll I have, and I'm feeling pretty confident going forward. I think I have a good shot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was feeling like the momentum was really in my favor until that Swarm Guard activation, and then just to really cement it, the Melted dropped and like blew him to pieces. So even though we're tied in points and bodies, I'm very much feeling like you have a lot more credible threats on the board. But, you know, we'll see. Initiative is going to be huge here, and I still think it can very much go either way.
All right, hello again. So before we go on to the next turning point, just want to take a minute and say thank you to all of our 1 HP gangsters, mountain goats, and also our mountaineers, of course, all of our patrons over on our Patreon. This kind of content that we're doing is not super fast to make. Like, you know, it takes us hours and hours, not only to paint the minis and paint the terrain, of course, but the editing, the planning that goes into everything takes a lot of time. And you know, I have a family, Vic has a family. It's like not that easy for us to just play Warhammer all day. So without the support of our patrons, we would not be able to dedicate the time that it takes to make these videos. So if you do enjoy what you're watching, whether this is the first time you've seen us or the 50th time you've watched us, really appreciate it. And all the Patreon patrons, all their support goes a long way. So I just want to say a huge thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. This whole Mountainside Tabletop experiment would not have made it out of the first year without their support. It's because of that we can keep doing this and keep dedicating the time that it takes and improving what we do. So thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah.
So in the top of Turning Point 3, unbelievably Brad wins initiative, which is such a drag. So
I didn't even have to use my reroll.
I know. Don't even, like, whatever. This is my turn to talk. So yeah, I'll get an extra command point, but really at what cost? So for Gambits, Brad is going to play Sudden Offensive. I'm going to play Aerial Agility for free once more, hopefully remembering to use it this turn. And then Brad's going to play Maintain Momentum. And because I think I'm going to get charged at some point, I'm going to play Sting just to give myself a bit of a fighting chance. When I roll for communion points, luckily I hit the maximum here, so I'm going to have 4 for the turn. And then when we roll to see how long this smoke token stays around, we hit the max there too, and it's going to be there until the 3rd activation.
I think I'm going to go for the classic charge, fight, shoot, double kill with my leader. I think, you know, that's a tried and true strategy here. So first up, I'm going to charge in and fight your leader. 4 on 3s. Oh, are you kidding me? So I get 1 reroll. Balanced. I think I'm going to spend a CP on a reroll. Okay. My last CP. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Those are 3 crits.
That's devastating. That's so bad.
Extremely bad.
Okay, so the situation here is that this was an abysmal roll from me, an insanely cracked roll from Victor. Yeah, he has lethal 5 here, and shock, which is kind of like the old stun. And also, when he hits with a crit, he can pay a CP to deal an extra D3 damage to me. So I'm screwed. I can't even parry out. I'm just gonna deal 5 damage to you and then die on my own turn. This is one of those activations where you lose the entire game in a single activation. Oh my god, how could I possibly come back from this, Victor?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty rough. We've both been there so many times, like feeling great and then the dice just abandon you at the worst possible time. But, you know, the same thing could very feasibly happen to me at any point in the next 2 turning points.
Bro. All right. Well, what do you got?
All right, well, I'm going to activate my warrior over here, take a shot at that Melta because it's still very much terrifying, and luckily I'm going to get the kill. And then with my remaining APL, I'm going to charge Brad's Grenadier so that he can't do any crack shenanigans.
That's terrible. Well, my turret has a shot on your Shade Strain. Okay, well, where was that roll before? That was great. But your Shade Strain does have a 3-up save and ignores piercing. So after all of that, unfortunately, I'm only dealing 5 damage. You're down to 4. But the turret can shoot twice. Yeah, okay, a much worse roll. And no more damage goes through, so I don't even get a kill here.
My Shade Strain's going to activate next and spend a communion point to charge Brad's Precursor on the other side of this building. So I get an okay roll here, but then I'm going to spend a CP on Vicious Venom, which is a firefight ploy to kind of buff the damage of my crit here and be able to take out the Precursor before he can hit me back.
I'm in some serious trouble here. I guess my Plasma Gunner is just going to shoot the Shade Strain. And thankfully, I finally get the kill here. And then I'll just move on to the confirmed kill token that I just put down.
So my Strain Leader, who is very much still alive, is going to fly onto this treasure trove of recon tokens back here and take a shot at Brad's Plasma Gunner.
My last activation is with my Grenadier, so I guess I'll just fall back and hope I win initiative next turn.
Yeah, I'm just going to pass with my last 2 here. There's not really much more I need to do.
So at the end of this turning point, it was all looking so good for me, Victor, but now I'm behind by 3 points, and I don't have much left on the board. I don't have... my hopes have been thrown in the garbage.
Well, yeah, it's looking pretty dire. One interesting thing here, and obviously the meta of this edition is in its infancy. In fact, like, it doesn't even exist yet, but not a single crit op point for either of us yet going into turning point 4.
Yeah, we kind of just ignored the mission and just killed each other.
Yeah, it's like we've both been spending all our effort making sure the other person didn't score it.
It's kind of great that we can do that.
Yeah.
So in turning point 4, we roll for initiative. I lose, but I have my reroll, and I still lose, unfortunately. Vic gets 2 communion points, and then for Gambits, Vic plays aerial agility for free, and then he plays Sting again. I guess I'll just hang on to my CP, but I'm sad about it.
So with the first activation, my leader is going to charge and fight the Grenadier. He's only got 1 wound left, so I do get a pretty easy kill here.
Okay, my last operative alive, my turret is just gonna reposition and dash onto, I have a confirmed kill token here and maybe get a point.
Now, my warrior here is going to do a mission action. I don't have to spend a communion point here because of one of the faction equipment options I took. So I'm going to initiate the transmission here and then move over to all these tokens. Then, since Brad's out of operatives here and is choosing not to counteract right now, my long sting is going to dash up to the top of this vantage point and take a shot at the turret. Got accurate 2 here, but unfortunately I miss everything else, and so I only deal 8 damage and the turret is still alive.
I'm gonna counteract now. I guess I have a shot on your long sting, so I'll shoot, and I deal 4 damage. Yeah, I've lost this game, but at least, Victor, at least I wasn't tabled.
Well, there's something so hilarious about the last activation of this game being my drone charging your turret. So I gotta do it.
Wait, can it fight?
It can fight. It's 3 dice hitting on 5s here, doing 1-2 damage.
Well, the thing about my turret is that it can't fight back. It cannot retaliate. So whatever damage you roll here, I'm just gonna take. I can't parry, I can't block, I can't do anything. I can't roll dice.
That's just an easy drone kill.
Are you kidding me? This is just adding insult to injury
it is.
at this point. All right, well, at the end of the game, this is so disgusting. So I've scored 3 points for the kill op, 2 points for the tac op, 0 points for the crit op, and you've scored 2 points for the crit op, 6 points for the kill op and 6 points for the tac op. Now I'm gonna reveal my primary op. I picked the tac op, so I get 1 point extra for that.
I also selected the tac op because it just felt like such an easy proposition, and that's going to give me an extra 3.
So at the end of this game, this is pretty gross.
It is bad, yeah.
The final score is 6-17 in favor of the Vespids. My lord.
Honestly, good game. Great welcome to the new edition for me especially, but honestly, I think this game is so much closer than the scoreboard would indicate.
Yeah, if that first activation of Turning Point 3 went in my favor, totally different game. I think it was really close up until then, and I don't think it was an unreasonable play to make. But I had a lot of fun, and I love all the changes. I do really like the Tempestus Aquilons, and I'm really, really excited for the future Kill Team.
So a new thing that we're doing here on Mountainside Tabletop is we're going to have like a post-game, post-mortem of all our games go up on our Patreon after we do it. So we're going to shut up for now, and those of you who subscribe to us on Patreon can check out the video that's coming out right about now for the full chinwag.
Catch you over on our Patreon if you're a patron, and we will catch you on the next video or in the other video we posted at the exact same time as now, which is us talking about the new edition and what we like about it. So check out that video, check out our Patreon, like and sub, and
we'll see you in the next one. So much exciting stuff on the horizon with this new edition of Kill Team. So thanks a lot. See you soon.